the inspector hit the vegetable seller, what happened next shocked everyone. Neha Sharma, the highest-ranking officer in the district, was the district magistrate. One morning, dressed in plain clothes and without any official convoy, she went to the local market to buy vegetables. There was simplicity on her face and confidence in her stride. But no one had the slightest idea that this woman was the DM of the district. Neha stopped at a vendor's cart, where a woman in her 30s was selling vegetables. Just as Neha smiled and asked for prices, a small boy came running, wrapped his arms around the woman and said, "Mom, take me to school. I'm late and the teacher will scold me." The vendor said, "Wait a little, son. Let me serve this customer first, then I'll take you." But the child insisted, "No, Mom, please take me now. It's already so late." Seeing this, DM Neha Sharma's heart softened. She smiled and said, "You go drop your son at school. I'll take care of your stall." The woman hesitated at first, but Neha's reassuring tone gave her the courage. She replied, "Okay, sister, I'll be quick." Then she left with her son toward the school. Now standing behind the vegetable cart, Neha observed everything around her. Suddenly, a motorcycle pulled up next to the cart. It was Inspector Aditya Verma. He got off with a sarcastic tone, saying, "Since when did you start selling vegetables? There used to be another woman here. Where is she?" Before Neha could say anything, the original vendor returned. Seeing the inspector, her face filled with fear. She lowered her head and said, "What do you need, Inspector, sir? Take whatever you want." Without hesitation, the inspector barked orders. 1/2 kilo of tomatoes, 1 kilo of okra, and some pointed gourd too. The woman quickly weighed the vegetables without a word. The inspector took them, didn't pay a single rupee, and rode away. Neha stood there stunned. After a moment of silence, she turned to the woman and asked, "Sister, why didn't he pay you? And why didn't you say anything?" There was deep helplessness in the woman's eyes. In a low voice, she said, "Sister, what can I say? He does this every day. When I try to ask for money, he threatens me. Says he'll have my cart seized. If that happens, how will I feed my children? So I just stay quiet." Neha's expression changed instantly. She was shaken to the core. A protector of the law, mocking it so openly? She said firmly, "Not anymore. I'm with you now. Justice is my responsibility. Here, take my number. Tomorrow, when you come to the market, don't worry about the stall. I'll be here instead of you. You rest at home. I want to see if that inspector dares to do it again." Tears welled up in the woman's eyes, but for the first time, there was relief and hope. The next morning, Neha disguised herself as a simple village woman. No makeup, no ID, just a plain sari with her head covered. She stood behind the same cart, with vegetables all neatly arranged. Soon, Inspector Aditya Verma showed up again on his motorcycle. He parked beside the cart and sneered, "What's going on? You're here again? Who are you to her? You were here yesterday, too." Neha replied softly, "I'm her sister. I'm managing the cart for today." The inspector smirked. "Well, you're even prettier than your sister. Looking lovely today." He eyed her from head to toe and added in a lewd tone, "Anyway, give me 1 kilo of tomatoes, some coriander, and chilies." Neha silently weighed everything and handed it over. As the inspector turned to leave, Neha's voice turned firm. "Wait, you haven't paid yet. That's not how this works. You must pay for the vegetables." The inspector scoffed. "Pay? I take it for free every day. Ask your sister. Don't act smart with me." He started walking away, but Neha snapped back. "You may steal from my sister, but not me. We pay for these vegetables. If we don't sell, we don't eat. You're robbing food from our mouths." His pride now wounded, the inspector lost his temper and slapped Neha hard across the face. She stumbled but stood firm. Tears filled her eyes, but this time her dignity refused to stay silent. In a trembling but strong voice, she said, "You made a huge mistake by raising your hand on a woman. You'll pay for this." The inspector shouted, "You think you'll teach me a lesson? Do you know who I am? I can have you arrested right now." He yanked her hair. Neha cried out in pain, but pushed him back and said, "This is wrong. I'll report you, and you will pay for the vegetables." But drunk on his own power, the inspector said, "Report me? You're just a vendor. I'm the law here. I can buy you and shut you up. Speak too much and I'll have you locked up." He then stormed off. Neha trembled with rage, but stayed composed. She wanted to see how far he would go. She called the vendor back and quietly left. At home, she changed her clothes, put on a bright yellow salwar suit, and headed straight to the police station, again in plain clothes. At the police station, Inspector Aditya Verma wasn't there. A constable sat at the desk. Neha asked, "I need to file a report. Where is Inspector Aditya Verma? And where is the station officer?" The constable replied, "Both are out. One at home, one on field duty. You can wait if you like." Neha's eyes burned with the fire of justice. Soon the door opened and Ratik Rana walked in. Spotting Neha in plain attire, he asked coldly, "Who are you? Why are you here?" Neha answered calmly, "I want to file a report." Ratik smirked and said, "You want to file a report? Got any fees? Filing costs 10 to 20,000. Got the money?" Neha's expression turned stone cold. She said sternly, "What fees? There's no charge for filing a report. Why are you asking for a bribe?" He laughed. "Everyone pays. No bribe, no report. Your choice." Neha took a deep breath and replied, "Fine, here's Arsh's 10. Now write it down." Ratik asked, "Who's the complaint against?" She said firmly, "Inspector Aditya Verma. He abuses a vegetable seller, steals from her daily. When I objected, he hit me. I want strict action." Ratik's face turned pale. He stammered, "He's our senior inspector. And anyway, what's wrong with taking free stuff now and then? We're cops. It happens." Neha said nothing. She just walked out. But now her silence burned like fire. The next day, Justice Unleashed. DM. Neha Sharma arrived at the station in full uniform, escorted by official guards. The staff froze. Inside, both Inspector Verma and SHO Ratik Rana were present. Their faces turned white as they recognized the same woman they had insulted and assaulted. In unison, they asked, Who are you? Why are you in uniform?" Her eyes now glowed with authority. She declared, "Can't you see? I'm the district magistrate, DM Neha Sharma. I know everything that happens in this station." Their knees almost buckled. Ratik stuttered, "If you're really the DM, show us your ID." Neha pulled out her government ID and placed it on the desk. Ratik's hands trembled. His face lost all color. Both dropped to their knees. "Forgive us, madam. We didn't know. It was a terrible mistake." But Neha's voice had no mercy. "You two are suspended, effective immediately. The law will deal with what you've done in this uniform. From now on, there will be no extortion or humiliation in this district." She ordered the staff, "Start an official inquiry on both. Suspend them now." The station fell silent. The ending. As she walked out, she turned to the staff and said, "The police uniform is not meant to scare. It's meant to protect. Respect for this uniform comes only when those who wear it show respect to others." From that day, the entire police station changed. No more bribes, no more fear. Complaints were heard. Poor people were treated with dignity. And the vegetable seller? She now sat at her cart with a smile, no longer afraid of anyone. Final message. Outro. This story teaches us, true power lies in courage and honesty. A uniform doesn't make someone noble. Their actions do. And when one brave voice stands up for what's right, even a broken system can change. If you liked this story, give it a like. Share this to give voice to the unheard. And don't forget to subscribe to Mashkor Voice for more real stories like this one.